بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين، أما بعد. So we were talking about Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam in the light of Surah Yusuf. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, نَحْنُ نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ أَحْسَنَ الْقَصَصِ بِمَا أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. We narrate to you the best and the most beautiful story in this Qur'an, as we are revealing this Qur'an to you, which is telling us the importance of stories in the life of a human being, that even Rabbul Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala is narrating stories in Qur'an al-Kareem. Examples are always the best way of explaining things, and we always need a role model to follow in order to understand how to perform things and deal with situations in our life. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is narrating these stories. إِذْ قَالَ يُوسُفُ لِأَبِيهِ, when Yusuf alayhi salam said to his father, يَا أَبَتِ إِنِّي رَأَيْتُ أَحَدَ عَشَرَ كَوْكَبًا وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ. So try to picture the situation here, that this young boy, who no one knows that is a prophet yet, we may talk about this story as, we are talking about a prophet of Allah. But at this time, keep that aside. Now we are talking about a young boy in that family, where this young boy is disliked by his brothers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, this young boy, he went to sleep, woke up, he saw a dream, so he went to his dad. And he told his dad about his dream. As I said, it's just quick pointers here that we are trying to understand and get some lessons from. The young boy knew that I can talk to dad. And he saw a dream and he can tell his dream to his dad. Many times that avenue is not open. And you can't talk, or if you can talk, but at least don't say these type of things. And he said that Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam heard the whole dream. He heard the full dream. Then after hearing, you can decide if it has meaning, it doesn't have a meaning. The good thing about this boy was that his father knew the interpretation of the dreams, but for those of us who cannot do it, then we should take our children to those who can interpret the dream for them, or we can ourselves mention the dream to those people. Don't take it as, it's a children's dream and don't worry about it. Or at the same time, it's just a dream and don't worry about it. Dream, sometimes they get too much importance, and sometimes we totally lose the importance of it. And both extreme are not good. Sharia gave us a moderate way of dealing with them, that look at it, see what it is, and if it is something that has a meaning, then you should, of course, try to see what message you are getting through the dream. As I said, there are extremes there. Sometimes people, they don't give it no importance whatsoever, which is, we can see according to this and according to a lot of other incidents in Qur'an al-Kareem, in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that they have importance. But on the other hand, sometimes people give it more importance than things they do while they're awake. So their whole life, they're very pious. Why he is pious? Because in his dream he saw that he was praying. In reality, he doesn't pray. But he's pious because he saw that he was praying. He's very pious because he sees Kaaba every day. Believe me, Shaitan will show you Kaaba 10 times a day in your dream if you stop praying. If that is the deal with him, don't pray and I'll show you Kaaba 10 times a day. People sit in front of the TV, they see the Kaaba all the time. So, that doesn't make a person pious just by seeing these things in dream. Dreams are good news, glad tidings, sometimes encouragement, sometimes warnings. So take the lesson from it. But it has to be something that will affect us in our practical life. It's not just, I saw a dream and because of that dream I'm now good. And really a lot of people get so impressed by themselves because of their dreams. That because I saw this dream, so everything I'm doing is good. And Allah likes me. And Allah loves me. And most of the time, it is a deception from Shaitan. But get someone who knows the dream. This is another problem also. That, you know, when you read the history of Islam, now we see here also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam that special knowledge of interpreting the dreams. So that was a special gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a special knowledge that he was gifted with. And then we know in the history of Islam, we have certain scholars that were gifted with this gift. And they were very good at it. Of course, other than them, there are others who can interpret the dream, not to that level, but to their level. But if you go into looking at who were those people who were really, really good at it, you may find throughout the 1400 years, you may find 6-7 names. And now, every person can interpret the dream. Every person of that level. So, and any person, be it before, I think it was some years back, at least you have to be alim hafiz, then people will come and ask you about dream. Then you just be imam and lead the prayer, people will ask you about the dream. And now anyone on the street will interpret the dream for you. And he will tell you the meaning of the dream. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has forbidden us from reading our dreams to every person. If it is a bad dream, a scary dream, a dream that you don't like it to happen in your life, just say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, blow 3 times on your left hand side, turn to right hand side and go to sleep. Inshallah, there will be no evil effect or there will be no harm because of that dream on you. But if you start telling people, that's it. Now you are bringing the meaning in dream into your life. And once the dream is being interpreted, then this is the meaning that applies. So sometime you tell a person who doesn't like you. This is important. This person doesn't like you and he thinks evil of you. So when you tell him, I saw in my dream that I was doing Hajj and I was doing this and this, maybe even from that he will think, this type of evil person going for Hajj, it has to have some different meaning. And he brings out a meaning that may be the opposite of what really your dream is. And that is the meaning that's going to have an effect on you. So it's what's being interpreted. So therefore Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised us, لا تحدث به إلا حبيبا أو لبيبا. Make sure you tell your dream to a person who cares about you and who's knowledgeable. Cares about you means at least is a person who does not carry the opposite side type of feeling for you. Otherwise, he will try to bring a wrong meaning for it. So إذ قال يوسف لأبيه, he said it to his father, and his father heard his dream. The dream was, he saw 11 stars, sun and moon doing sajda for him. Yaqub alayhi salam understood the meaning, and he realized that this is, and especially when talking about stars, about sun and the moon, that means something big. We're not talking about normal things. He's not seeing that just few pillars are bowing down to me. Some stones are doing sajda to me. No, he's seeing the stars and the sun and moon. So Yaqub alayhi salam knows it's a big dream, has a deep and big meaning. And at the same time, from the very beginning, as we go through the story and then you read about what the brothers are doing, and sometime you get emotional and you want to use some words, you know, these brothers who are this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says these are 11 stars. From the very beginning of the surah, I told you, these are 11 stars that you're going to be talking about. So be careful. So, not every person that you see doing something wrong is an evil person. That is something wrong. Yes, we read it. But we will see the end. See the beginning here, Allah is telling us something. And we don't pay attention to this part of it. That Allah is talking about 11 stars. Who are the 11 stars? These brothers that we'll be talking about. That were jealous of their brother. But they were 11 stars. He said to him, don't tell about this dream to your brothers, otherwise they're going to plot against you. And then, as I said, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. He warned him about what brothers could do, and at the same time didn't want him to carry hard feelings against brothers. So he said, Shaitan is an enemy to human beings. So he's pulling everything on Shaitan, that Shaitan could whisper. So don't just take your brother as your enemy. إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. Who's your enemy? Shaitan, not your brothers. Subhanallah, what a tarbiyah, what a beautiful way of just keeping everything at its position. Otherwise, I'll say, your brothers are Shaitan. Right there. You developed that hatred in the heart of this young boy. And this is the type of words a lot of time children hear from parents. Not necessarily about brothers, sometimes about brothers also. Oh, that brother is Shaitan. That brother is this. And that cousin, worse than Shaitan. And his father is the one who taught Shaitan. You try to recall, try to remember some of the things, statements within our own families, about our own family members, about our relatives. And when it comes to the imams or people, religious people, just keep on. You can just say whatever you want. Children growing up with hatred against people of religion, anything related to deen and religion, because of the amount of evil they hear from our families, from their elders, against the religious people. Almost in every community, every home, they talk against their imam. If there is anyone, to these children, if there is any bad person in this society, that is the imam. Not only this, and then goes from there, next level is masjid. And any religious activity. So then, who are the good people? When this child is going to go out, he will go to the school, he will go and learn whatever he has to learn, and he's growing up with that. In the house, he's hearing that how evil these people are. So now when he grows up, who is he going to be connected to? Everyone other than these people that are connected to the masjid. He will be running away from masjid because my dad said, people always fight in the masjid and they do this in the masjid and they do in the masjid. So this is why I don't like going to the masjid. So where is he going to go? You never told him anything against any of the other places that may be full of evils, haram. Everything is just the worst of the worst there from the religious point of view. You never mentioned anything. I'll tell you personal experience. I was in New York City. And the reason I'm mentioning the city is a big city, you wouldn't know where. And at the same time, I'm not talking about our town. I'm in New York City. Went to a masjid. After Salah, I thought, I'm going to just stay in the masjid for a little bit. There were a group of few brothers sitting there, and they are having a religious discussion. What was the discussion? These are, mashallah, according to whatever understanding, these are good brothers who after Salah, they're staying in the masjid, so they're going to spend their time in the masjid, they're going to have some good religious discussion. And I sat there for almost 15 minutes, hearing them talking against all the religious activities. Those people are like this, those people are like this, those people. So, After about 15-20 minutes, I said, let me join them. They're having a good conversation. So I went to them. I said, MashaAllah, I heard you brothers talking. Why are you brothers talking? What are you in the masjid for? So they said, whatever. I'm not going to say anything because then you start figuring things out. So I said, MashaAllah, I heard the conversation that you said this Islamic school is bad, that Islamic school is bad, the third Islamic school is bad. And that scholar is bad, that scholar is bad, and that scholar is bad. They don't know who they're talking to. Anyway, so I said, where do you send your children? They're looking at each other now. I said, you're teaching them, you're sending them, of course, your children must be going to the public school. I said, yes. I said, in the evening, you send them to a church or a synagogue or any other religious place. Look at me. They're upset. I said, you said masajid are bad. All the Islamic organizations are bad. So that's the only choice that your children have. Send them there. Oh, we are sorry. We didn't realize. I said, you're not sorry. I told them. I said, you're not sorry. You're just sorry because I caught you. And as soon as I'm going to leave, you're going to start talking about me too now. Unfortunately, this is our understanding of religion, of deen, and then we are considered to be religious people. Inna shaytana, this came from Inna shaytana lil insan. Beautiful lesson that shaitan is an open enemy. He's not saying your brothers are enemy. وَكَذَلِكَ يَجْتَبِيكَ رَبُّكَ وَيُعَلِّمُكَ مِنْ تَأْوِيلِ الْأَحَادِيثِ. So he's now telling him, as a result of this dream, I can see from this dream, Allah will choose you, O my son. 11 stars are doing sajda to you, sun is doing sajda to you, moon is doing sajda to you. And he knows that father and mother, that's a big position when your father and mother are doing sajda to you. Of course, it was allowed in that religion. We will come to that at the end when that ayah would come. So, from this dream I can tell you Allah is choosing you. You're chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he knew that he's a prophet of Allah. وَيُعَلِّمُكَ مِنْ تَأْوِيلِ الْحَادِيثِ. Allah will teach you the interpretation of the dreams. وَيُتِمُّ نِعْمَتَهُ عَلَيْكَ وَعَلَىٰ آلِ يَعْقُوبَ كَمَا تَمَّهَا عَلَىٰ أَبَوَيْكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْحَاقَ. He will complete this ni'mah. What is this ni'mah? The ni'mah of the nabuwah. That, see, Yusuf alayhi salam will be a prophet. His father Yaqub alayhi salam is a prophet. Yaqub alayhi salam's father Ishaq alayhi salam is a prophet. Ishaq alayhi salam's father Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam is a prophet. So Allah is going to complete this ni'mah on us by giving you the prophethood also. And when Yaqub alayhi salatu salam says, يُتِمُّ نِعْمَتَهُ عَلَيْكَ وَعَلَىٰ آلِ يَعْقُوبَ, He will perfect this ni'mah on you, and He will complete this ni'mah on you and the family of Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, telling us the real ni'mah is when your family also benefit from what you have. When your family benefit from the ni'mah that you have, it's a great ni'mah. But generally you see, this is Allah, that everyone else benefits from the ni'mahs that we have except our families. It could be any type of ni'mah. It could be religious, or it could be monetary, it could be any other worldly benefit. Generally, people benefit from it, but not the family members. Generally, people that are known to be very generous, and this is religious and unreligious. Unfortunately, it's a tradition. In our culture, we see it a lot, that this person, mashallah, is very well to do. Allah blessed him with a lot of ni'mah in his life. And all the people know him as a very generous brother. You go home, day and night, there is a fight between him and his wife about, I don't have no money. I don't have nothing to spend on you guys. Children want this. You're spoiling them. Tell them I don't have it. But outside, you go to the restaurant with friends, I'll pay the bill. Don't worry. $500, $600 at a time. Oh, don't worry. I'll pay the bill. and you are fighting with each other that I will pay the bill. Pay that bill for your wife. Pay it for your children. Give them some extra in their hand. I'm not saying you spoil for people, but I'm saying just like you like to use it outside and show your generosity, do it at your home too. Many times we see people that are, mashallah, outside you hear all kind of good qualities. At home it's just the opposite, as if you're talking about a totally different person here. A person in the masjid, very religious, very soft, very polite. At home is totally the opposite. Just like we have a saying in Urdu, which means there is a mice in the home, outside, and he's a lion inside the house. So in the house he becomes a lion. So this is Ali Yaqub is telling us, your family should get something from you, should benefit from the ni'mas that Allah is giving you. As I said, moderation is always taught by our deen, and it's not something that we are not talking about spoiling our children and always, okay, take this because I have it, you take it, and there is no sadaqah, there is no charity, there is nothing that we are spending outside of that. We have to learn both sides from our deen. لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي يُوسُفَ وَإِخْوَتِهِ آيَاتٌ لِلسَّائِلِينَ. Then Allah starts that there are a lot of lessons in Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam and his brothers for those who ask about them, for those who like to know about them. إِذْ قَالُوا لَيُوسُفُ وَأَخُوهُ أَحَبُّ إِلَىٰ أَبِينَا مِنَّا وَنَحْنُ عُصْبَةٌ. When they said, Yusuf and his brother are dearer to our father than us, whereas we are a strong group of people. إِنَّ أَبَانَا لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. Our father, it's clearly mistaken in an open error. Again is a statement that we hear a lot in our time. Inna abana lafi dalalin mubin. What does that mean? Dad doesn't understand anything. He's old style. Because they came from back home, so they don't understand anything. We understand everything. And similar type of statements about our elders, about our parents, about our, not just parents, about our ancestors, in fact, our scholars of the past, they didn't know. They didn't understand anything. So, who understands? That's me. I'm the only person who understands. Inna abana lafi dalalin mubin. Now, what's their problem? See, we see it in the ayah. What is the problem that they're mentioning here? That our father likes Yusuf. Remember, I mentioned this, that this is loving, this is liking. We are not talking about treating them differently. No, he treats all them equally. Anbiya can never do that. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam clearly told us, it is zulm to give something to some children and not give it to other children. You buy something for one child and all the other children are looking, okay, Dad, maybe he's giving me next, but I'm not getting my turn. The first one is getting here, get this one. Next time he's getting the other thing. Third time he's getting the third part thing. But the other ones are not getting. What are you doing to your children? Aren't you creating hatred between your own children? Then, if any of the children would disobey you, you complain. And you say, Qur'an says, Hadith says. But Qur'an said something before that too. And Hadith said something before that. A person came to Umar radiallahu anhu. He says, my child, my son is growing up and he doesn't listen to me at all. Asked him, what's your son's name? He told him a name that means dirt. He said, لَقَدْ عَقَبْتَهُ قَبْلَ أَن يَعُقَّكَ. You disobeyed him, you put him in that position before he disobeyed you. You made him do that. Gave him that name, dirt. What dirt is going to do to you? What do you expect from a dirt? You gave him that name, and then you expect him to obey you? You look at him as a dirt? Name. And then again I said, later on, our treatment, we are not being fair. We are not treating them equally. And then you want to open the Qur'an and Hadith. There is something before that also in Qur'an and Hadith. Now, the resolution is, because our father likes our brother a lot, and he's coming between us and our father, اقتلوا Yusuf. Kill Yusuf. This is the resolution now. اقتلوا يوسف أو اطرحوه أرضا. Or throw him in a far land. يخل لكم وجه أبيكم. So that your father's full attention will be devoted to you. And then وَتَكُونُوا مِنْ بَعْدِهِ قَوْمًا صَالِحِينَ. Then you will become pious people after that. Few very, very important lessons here. Their main disagreement is with, not with Yusuf, is with their father. But they want to kill Yusuf. I mean, what does he have to do with it? If he is liked by your father, so is it his fault? You are also agreeing it is not his fault. Why are you killing him then? Sometimes we make a mistake that your problem is with the situation here, but you want to create another situation for yourself. Deal with this situation. Don't go into something else. Deal with your father. Talk to him. Explain to him whatever you have. Sit with him. But why kill Yusuf? It's not his fault. You are saying your father likes him more. It's not about he does something to you. Yusuf is not doing anything to you. So now, this is, you see, where they are making a major mistake. اقتلوا Yusuf. Or throw him in a far land, which means get him out of your way. You will have the full attention of your father, and after committing this crime, what is it? You're expecting to become qawmun salihin. You become very pious people. So what's the route to piety? Killing someone. A lot of time, people choose that as a path to virtuousness, as a path to piety, as a path of being religious, is commit this haram. Through this haram, you will become a religious person. Subhanallah. Can you become religious by committing haram? You are going away from Allah. You are earning sins. How are you becoming a religious person? So, haram does not lead to piety. Always the rule. And unfortunately, is a rule that most of the people are forgetting nowadays. We do so many haram activities in order to bring religion within our communities and within our people. You can't do haram and then expect good things are going to come and people will become religious because of committing this haram. Haram will make us even worse in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person who is committing sin, he's a sinner. But when a person organizing the sin for others to commit a sin, he is cursed. You are being cursed by Allah and expecting to become a pious man. And considering that to be a religious service that we are committing. وَتَكُونُ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ قَوْمًا صَالِحِينَ. Finally, one of the brothers said, that's too much. You people are thinking of killing him, that is not good. We can't go to that extent. Let's think of something else. Inshallah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله. مولاي صل وسلم دائما